Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode
26.
Hell yeah, I was right. 26.
Yeah.
Woo! Episode 26 of On the Backs of Gods. I just wanted to start off by wishing everybody a blessed Yule and a happy holidays. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for being here, and that thank you extends to all of my players as well. I love getting to play with you guys, even if Abby is
Uh-oh.
Oh
no.
Is anybody else hearing some issues?
Hearing some issues, yes. Oh, and she's...
Whoop.
Jillian,
Oh,
have
there
you
you go.
returned? You fell into the void!
Hello, what point did I just jump off the cliff?
Happy Yule.
Apologizing
You love us.
for Abby's problem.
All the way at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Have a blessed Yule. Happy holidays. Thank you all for being here. Special thanks to my players who have been here with me the whole time. I really appreciate you guys, and you guys are making my holiday season merry and bright. I am your DM, Jillian. Here are my players. Same as always, we have Frank, Kyle, Mac, Josh, the voice of Abby, and Kristen.
Embodied ghost of Abby.
Spooky.
It
So,
wouldn't be Christmas without
just-
some ghosts.
It's the ghost of Christmas past.
Woo!
That's what I'm representing today.
We all have
Christmas
themes.
is spooky.
I just wanted to start off with a little Yuletide cheer. Today, we all know that first off, I am not very forthcoming with inspiration. I've given out maybe like a solid inspiration to everybody, maybe once. But today is a day of giving. At the end of this episode, I will be giving somebody in our team a Yuletide inspiration. And this one's a little bit different. You can either use it as a reroll, as normal, or you can use it as an automatic 10 on the dice. Abby, I see Abby's desk.
Shit. I think I got it working, but we'll be here in a sec.
We'll check in. So either
Hey,
you
Josh, would you make note of that stuff on the dock?
either you get a Yuletide inspiration to use as a reroll or as a 10 on the dice.
Ooh.
Somebody will be receiving this special gift from the DM today, just for Christmas spirit, and just really there's going to be not much rhyme or reason to my choices, but if somebody does something really rad, hell yeah. So I am going to jump right into it, and also if people in the comments are like, wow, that person did something really cool, sometimes you gotta listen to those people. So if you guys have any particular feelings about, yay!
Welcome back.
Yay!
If anybody in the chat has any particular like, wow, did you see how Tordrek did that backflip and then like landed real cool and like decapitated the enemy? Yeah, talk about that, and maybe Tordrek will get the inspiration for doing cool backflips. We don't know.
That
We'll see.
sounds like something Tordrick would do, honestly.
I feel like
that
it's
sounds
something
right.
that
-1
happened.
dex.
Accident. Yeah, but it happened. I'm going to quickly go ahead and cover what happened last session, and then we will jump right back into our mystery. Last session, all of you had set off from Arentoft, and we had a bit of a travel sequence, about a week of travel. During this time, some arts and crafts were done. There were some lessons had about lying, which, you know, depending on who you ask, they went well or they didn't. You can ask Saga's feelings, they are hurt. Different people made different things. Saga worked on her outfit, which she completed, and is also working on Fenn's armor, which does not belong to him, so that he can return it with a few new embellishments. During this time, Gorbjorn also has been drinking from a bowl that turns water into nightmare fuel.
Or, beer into fear beer.
So it turns into whatever liquid, I guess, happens to be in there into a nightmare experience, which he's been using
Delightful.
to try and get over his fear of magic and ghosts. It's just been kind of a boring trek through the woods. For a week, it went from doing so much and seeing so much to just riding on a cart and just doing normal things. You all made your way over to the next town, which is a logging community called Hoigercliff. Basically, the people who live here, all they do is work in the lumber mill. That's what they do. The people who work here and live here do both because they do one or the other. There's not just a casual person living here for funsies because they like the environment. Everybody's here because trees. You all arrive in town. You see that there's a lot of rangers walking around, sort of like guards in the area. You find out that at one point a young boy and also a family were supposedly killed by a very large bear. During this time, you also meet a young girl. My brain literally stopped. Layla. You meet a young girl named Layla who seems really into breaking the rules and being sneaky, and that's Fenn's kind of thing. So he's real in. She says she wants to see the spooky house where everybody died. Her mother says she can't, but you guys can because you're adults. You all decide to go over there, to which you find a horrible house covered in dried blood, the scent of iron and mildew, very, very, very present. The walls covered in scratches. The room basically destroyed. The dresser seems to be opened and rifled through. You also see that there are drag marks that lead out towards the woods going from the house. Gorbjorn notices that some of these claw marks don't exactly add up to the creature mentioned, and that he gets the idea that whatever took these things took the bodies very much post-mortem and thinks it may be some type of scavenger. You all figure out that Layla had followed you here, and before she could get a look at the house, Ranger Bosch showed up and escorted her home, saying that he saw a rabbit corpse on the way and that they could burn it and then they could go home. And she seemed very excited. So they leave. You all take a step back inside. You look inside the dresser and you find a dress that supposedly probably belonged to the wife. And you see that there is a perfectly square cutout on the dress. And that is where we left off. What would you guys like to do? As Roshan, you're holding the dress and you can see this square cutout.
Roshan will hold it up and maybe bring it over to the door and say, has anyone heard of a creature that would steal a perfect square out of someone's clothing?
Highly improbable. I mean, I suppose... Goodness. Some supernatural beastie that wanted to play at being human? I don't know.
Well,
It doesn't sound like anything I know.
does it have to be
very suspiciously at Saga?
Well, does it have to be a beast? It could have just been somebody looking for a piece of scrap or something. Or maybe there's spells that you can use people's items to find them. Maybe they were looking for somebody.
I think that's what I'm worried about, is that it wasn't just a beast that did this. It's something smarter. Something smarter.
Does anyone know those spells?
I suppose with enough time I could work it out, but not quickly.
There are no bodies here. We could... If such a spell exists, we might be able to recover them.
Tordrick, have you mentioned being able to do spells like that?
I might have to do some praying.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Like finding people. Like spells to find people.
Find people. I think if I pray. I know, before I remembered a necklace. I know. And when that necklace moved, I could tell where it moved, and if it moved. So I can do something like that.
Oh yes. Well, what if Tordrick were to do that on this dress? Maybe he'd
that's a good idea. It's worth trying if you can today.
I can try. And he
Hey,
goes,
do you
Torjik
have
goes
that
up.
spell ready?
Yep.
Awesome.
Cool.
It's
Very
one of the
good.
ones ready. He goes over and grabs the dress and takes it over to a spot that's got either a table or a spot something that he can like kind of lay it on, and he'll start staring out and touching it and praying to the Nine Sisters. If he can find, thinking of the fabric and such, and a square that's missing on the dress, and see if he can locate that.
What is the radius? How far does your sense go? 1,000 feet, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Okay.
It's in. I will be able to tell the direction of the object's location, as long as it's within 1,000 feet. And if it begins to move, I'll be able to tell which way it's moving.
Okay. You take a moment and focus on this dress and the power of that the sisters have given you. And you can almost picture this square just perfectly put back into the dress in your mind's eye. It's a very simple dress, so it's not like there would be a particularly special embroidery that you couldn't imagine on it. So you just fill that space in your mind, and you start to reach out mentally. Go ahead and roll me religion or arcana, please.
Uh, 10 total.
It's sort of like the last time you used this spell to try and find Ave's crest to see if it was anywhere nearby. There was a sense of its existence, but it was not in range. It is the same in this case, where you feel that this thing exists in the world somewhere around you, but it is not within 1,000 feet.
Okay. Would you characterize the terrain we're in as forest?
I mean,
It's a lumberyard kind of town.
yeah, I was about to say currently you're like in a town, but the surrounding area is woods, is forest.
But are we on the kind of on the outskirts of town, or
you
did this
are
thing come into the middle of town and drag people away? And
I mean, you are at the outskirts of town, but it is still an area carved out for the town. The woods is just a hop, skip, and a jump in a direction, but it is not like there are trees on top of this house.
Okay.
But you can see the woods from here.
Okay, so my favored terrain abilities wouldn't help in this current situation unless we actually got started chasing those into the woods.
I mean, it depends on what you want to do. You're basically at the woods.
I want to start trying to track some of the drag marks and stuff like that, and specifically, my favorite enemy is Fae. I want to see if I can detect any of them, anything that would be qualified as Fae anywhere nearby.
So what is the radius for seeing if anything is a Fae? And go ahead and roll me survival with advantage to start looking at these tracks.
All right. Anna, what is that? How does that work? The favorite enemy. Oh, that doesn't work the same for me as it does for you because you're the beast hunter, right?
Beast
So
master.
I just have advantage on survival checks to track my favorite enemy and intelligent checks. So I'm gonna roll the survival to try and follow the drag marks, but I don't get anything special for tracking Fae specifically like Nana does.
Okay, cool.
18.
18. I mean, you know that these tracks are a few days old, but you know where they go.
Okay. There's pretty clear tracks here. Do we want to start following them, or do we want to do some more investigating around this home?
We should go. I believe Tordrick can channel the magic of the spell to track whatever he found if we get in range.
I believe it lasts for 10 minutes.
Yes.
So within 10 minutes, if you step within 1,000 feet of this square, you will get a little kind of a notification in your brain like, ooh,
Really feeling it's close.
I have a feeling.
But we don't, difficult terrain does not slow us because of my favored terrain.
You guys just aggressively speed through the wood. So all of you are going to start this tracking endeavor.
Yeah, I would say, being that difficult terrain doesn't slow us, and we still, I think, have Pass Without Trace on, I would say we're probably stealthing through the woods. So traveling at a normal pace, but
Unimpeded.
but unimpeded. So the stealth and the difficult terrain, or the stealth and the not engaging in difficult terrain would kind of balance each other out, I would think.
Yes, Gorbjorn, did you have something?
I wanted to take that dress as well and try to get like a smell of these people so that like that could be added to the tracking of them.
Okay.
Better to have
Roshan
multiple
looks at it,
points.
hands it over to Tordrek, who meditates over it for a moment, and then you kind of step to be the last person who takes it and just take a big whiff of this dress. Go ahead and roll me survival.
10 total.
Okay.
Oh.
You're like, yeah, it's been a hot minute since somebody wore this. But if I had the square in my hand, I bet I could tell if it was the square that fits right here. Gorbjorn thinks. He's like, if I see a square, I'll know if it's right. Let me look at it. You guys
Is it a nice?
Oh, go ahead.
Is it a nice dress? Is it ripped up, or is it still good quality?
The dress is still, it looks like it's a bit older, but it seems to be pretty much fine besides the square cut out of it. It's just more of it's a basic brown dress. It doesn't have too much going on for it, but it is fabric.
Yeah. I'll take it, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a line. It's like, Roshan, Torjek, Gorbjorn. And then Saga takes it and puts it in her bag.
Mine.
As it makes its way through the party.
Good thinking,
Acceptable.
Saga. We should keep it along with us, just in case we need it.
And it is
Yes.
nighttime now, right?
It is starting, the sun is in the process of starting to set, is
Okay.
kind of where you guys are. So it's still light out, but it is rapidly approaching darkness. But you guys are going to head out. You guys have Pass Without Trace, unimpeded by the thick shrubbery of the wood. I would like some survival. I've said survival too many times. Some stealth checks from everybody, which all of you get to add 10 to.
As well as our modifier, or instead of?
As well.
Ooh. Well, thank God for that.
33.
29.
18.
30.
28.
Nana, what did you get?
18.
And Tordrek, what did you get?
23.
Okay.
I rolled that badly.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Nana, something in you is unsettled. It's not like you're stealthing poorly, but compared to everybody else who is near non-existent in the wood, you're just at slightly an unease, and I'm going to give you a reason that you're uneasy. It's not here. It's not something you see or hear. It's something that you don't. You left Ave on a cart in a box and didn't really do anything with it. You can only hope that everything's okay. So still stealthing because you're like, I know not to freak out in the woods, but something is now on your mind. I would love to know a marching order, if you all would be so kind. I'm assuming Fenn and Gorbjorn near the front as both of you start tracking.
Yeah, Fenn's definitely.
For taking down time.
Yeah, Fenn's definitely leading the party following these drag marks through the woods.
Who is after Gorbjorn? Who would like to be some of our middles? Okay, we got Roshan.
I'm in the back,
Okay, Saga in the back. And then we have...
getting distracted by interesting forest things.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty nice forest area. First time you get to like kind of run around in the woods where it wasn't a terrible experience like in the valley, or you're just passing through on a cart, you're like, wow, I can actually look at these leaves, and that's pretty neat.
Is this still the replanted? Is this the replanted forest, or is this wild forest? Or is everything in straight lines like it's been reseeded that way?
So it's mostly the area you came from. It's mostly the area you came from. It's mostly the area you came from. All right, this was definitely done by people, but after a few minutes of walking in this section, it starts to become sort of untamed actual nature. Nana, where would you like to be in this lineup?
Maybe like kind of towards the back, sort of keeping an eye on the party. Also kind of trying to keep an eye on Saga, and also containing the urge to scream and run back.
Nana's like, it'll be fine. It's a nailed shut box. Nobody in town seemed interested in it. It has wards on it, right? It's safe. But there is just that feeling of a stone in your gut that this thing is just, that your brother is just sitting on a cart in the open.
Oh, we didn't.
The cart is like, it's parked and it's put where it should be, but it still just has a corpse in it, which everybody in town may think is a box of mice, but you know, we'll see. It's probably fine. Sorry, everybody who in our Twitch chat who can't see our sneaky chat. Everybody is like, oh no. The horrible things Jillian could do. Guys, it's Yule. I would never do something terrible to you. So you guys are in the woods hunting a horrible monster.
Turning Ave into a Yule log.
I would never. I would like Fenn and Gorbjorn to give me perception checks, please.
21.
13.
Okay. Gorbjorn on the prowl. Fenn seems to have a better handle on like where you're going, but you are very eagle-eyed sort of around. You're like, all right, I have to watch where Fenn goes, and then I can look around and find what I'm looking for.
Got my nose to the ground.
Nose to the ground. And your head looks up and you point like a little beagle. You guys, first, Gorbjorn, you can see in the distance what looks to be something bear-shaped. It is a pretty large bear. I wouldn't say it is abnormally large, but it is big. And you can see that there are patches of like something dark and sticky, just like kind of like pushed around its skin and into the fur, giving it like these kind of wet and in some parts dry and cracking black spots. But you can see that it's just kind of meandering about. It has not noticed you yet, and is kind of pawing at bushes and making its way around. You can see that it kind of rubs its body up against a tree, but that's what you can see a little bit ahead of you.
I'll like stealthily pat Fenn and point it out, and then like kind of like,
Why are you patting me? Why are you touching me?
bear.
And do I see it doing bear shit? Do I see it like rubbing its back on a tree and stuff?
You look at it.
In the woods.
You can see that, first off, the black spots are very strange, not very bear-like, but everything else that this bear is doing is. just kind of meandering about, and there's a point where it does rub its body against a tree. And
so it seems like an animal. It doesn't seem undead as far as any indications that I've got. It looks like a bear doing bear things.
Yeah, it looks like a bear doing bear stuff, but there is something also wrong with its appearance.
What do you think, Gorbjorn? Should we engage or should we let it go? It just seems to be a bear, an ugly bear, but not a monstrosity, not the aberration that we expected.
We're looking for a bear.
Well,
but I say, when you hunt bear, you want to find it or follow to its cave, or when it's like drinking, kind of lowered guard.
Well, it doesn't know we're here now. We could spend all night following it. Nana.
Yeah. Nana will move up towards where Fenn and Gorbjorn have posted up.
Well, there it is. There's something. It looks like a bear. Do you see it?
Yeah, yes I do.
Something a bit off about it, but it's not behaving like... It doesn't have the white fur of the one that we saw. This is not our bear. What should our plan of approach be? How do you want to handle this?
Nana would like to sort of stretch out her her senses and try to utilize her primeval awareness to kind of narrow down whether or not this thing seems to be more than it appears. It would ping to her if it was an aberration, a celestial, a dragon, an elemental, a fae, a fiend, or an undead. I wouldn't know if this thing located in front of us was that, but at the very least, knowing if there was such a thing present would confirm or deny if this thing might be worse than it looks.
There is something like that present.
Yeah, right. It's definitely not something I like. I think it would be difficult to take it on if it got wary of us.
What about springing a trap for it? We've got some vegetation here. If you and Gorbjorn kind of flank this path, I could get at least a few shots into it, potentially, and draw it towards us, and if it didn't look to come towards us, then Saga could light up could draw it near with one of her mind illusions or some of her bright lights. And as it passed through, between the two of you and Gorbjorn, you'd each get an opportunity to spear it or strike it.
I do also have a trap spell that I've been working on recently. Might be able to spring it as it's coming closer. Impair it somewhat.
I could go up and hit it with a sword.
Well, what?
The sword already out.
No, your sword will definitely be part of this, but why don't you keep it at the ready and try to hit it if it doesn't see you. When it doesn't see you, I want it to try to catch me or one of Saga's illusions, and we'd all get free shots at it as it passed, if it did not know we were there.
What are we whispering about?
Saga's made her way forward.
Saga,
There's free shots at a bar.
It seems to be a corrupted bear, is what it looks like. And if it is allowed to go, it could cause a lot of harm, especially since it is so close to the village. If it is not the thing that killed those people in that home, it potentially could very well do as bad or worse.
I think we should take it nonetheless. We've seen this thing. It's here. It's very near the village. Tordrick, what do you think?
Not doing much right now.
Connor, do you have any traps on you? Didn't you have bear traps at some point?
I have one too, actually.
Not bear traps.
Everyone just pulls bear traps out of their pockets, like, oh yeah!
Well, it's the
All my
Outlander.
bear trap collection.
You have a hunting trap.
I'm going to set these traps in a path here. Draw it towards me between you and Gorbjorn, Nana, and I'll pepper it with arrows, and everyone else can attack it with magic. I can't seem to hear you, Nana. You're whispering, but you're whispering much too quietly.
I believe we ought to be able to make that work. I'll need just a moment. I can set a trap. Where's your path of direction for the bear?
The path that we came from, I think. Follow the path that it took through here, that it brought the bodies, if it was in fact the thing that brought the bodies. It's a bit of a clearing, and some brush on either side for you and Gorbjorn to hide in.
Okay. Along this pathway, Nana's going to carefully crouch and plant 4 arrows in the ground along the trajectory that Fenn has indicated he wants to lure the bear across. And in so doing, she's going to cast Cordon of Arrows, which takes an action. If the bear comes within 30 feet of that ammunition, one of them will spring and strike it.
Okay. You set up a row of 4, or that is just what the spell requires?
The spell says I plant 4 of them.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure you're just like, I have all my bases covered.
I do. And also that's what the spell says.
So from what I'm hearing, just so I have a good idea, it sounds like you're setting up some traps in front of Fenn a little bit, and Fenn is going to be like, hello, I'm a living thing right here. To which it'll run forward, possibly get hit in the trap. From the sides, Nana and Gorbjorn from the bushes will come out. What are Tordrick, Saga, and Roshan doing?
How far are they away? Are they going to be spreading out?
I have probably Gorbjorn and Nana are about 20-ish feet ahead of the final setup. So it's kind of like them in the bushes a bit ahead, and then the line of trap, and then Fenn farther back. And then either you guys can also go to the bushes, or you can go kind of behind Fenn, or do something crazy, whatever you want to do.
Well,
double blat flick. No, just kidding. I'm gonna move.
Hell yeah!
Trying to get that inspiration. No, I'm gonna
jump off the tree, backflip.
I know what I must do.
Because I want to cast bless and make sure that everybody that's out there is blessed.
Oh yeah, I think you. The range is 60 feet for bless.
It's 30 feet.
30 feet. Does it remain if people leave that area?
Yeah, if they leave the area, then they no longer have the bless.
Okay. You could, if you stand where Fenn is, you can hit everyone.
Okay.
So you join Team Fenn. Like, I just want to give everybody bless.
Make sure you can beat a quick retreat if necessary, Tordrick. This is not something we need to put our hands on. If if not entirely necessary. We have 2 people doing that already. Saga, I have a very important request of you. Once I loose a few arrows at this thing, can you give it something that it wants to attack? Just near me, but not me.
Well,
Like
I
one
can.
of your illusions.
Well, yes. I mean, I can do that at the start, so you don't need to put yourself out there in the middle of the woods all alone.
No, I don't
like-
want it alerted until it's struck.
Oh, okay. You're okay.
So when I loose the first arrow, if you could bring up your illusion or one of your jellyfish, to give it something to attack, because I'm hoping that after I shoot an arrow at it, that it still does not see me, and I have a little bit of extra room to maneuver and hide if I need to.
All right. Yeah.
But keep yourself out of harm's way. We don't know what this thing's capable of.
Okay. Do the trees look climbable?
You could certainly try if you'd like to.
Bears can climb.
Best to stay out of the. Oh.
But if I hide in a
We
tree,
need to keep quiet. We need to remain quiet. We've already done too
Saga,
much
would you like to
talking.
climb a tree?
kind of.
You're welcome to climb a tree. Either athletics or acrobatics, please. If
Okay.
you're so inclined.
Well, I'm pretty good at acrobatics, I think.
She feels like she
pretty good at acrobatics. Saga is
Um,
the cutest.
Oh gosh, if this goes bad, this is gonna suck. Okay,
It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna find the tree that has the lowest branches,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna be really, really quiet, and I'm gonna be on the other side of the tree, so then the bear can't see me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be so silent, and if it doesn't feel right, I'll get off. But okay, but I think it'll be all right. 21.
Hey!
Wouldn't it be terrible if
should
just like, so
hope.
when you fall out of the tree and you're like, no,
Oh no!
sorry, the DC was 22.
Simone Biles over here.
It's a slippery tree.
Yeah,
It's an oil tree.
Slippery elm.
Saga, I'm gonna give you a
It's a real
choice.
thing.
10 feet, 20 feet, or 30 feet. How high up would you like to get in this tree?
Well, only 10 feet actually.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to reach still. Actually, do I still have? Okay, no, yeah, just 10 feet.
10 feet, gotcha. Saga will be over here. I'm gonna put you so that you're still within range of Tordrek. Roshan, what would you like to do?
Roshan would like to be about 10 feet behind Gorbjorn.
Okay. Push my little map forward slightly. And boop. Okay.
And would like to prepare an action for this thing to, if it starts charging us, he would like to cast a spell.
Okay. So you guys are welcome to ready actions. I will say if this works, all of you are going to get a surprise round.
Can I give myself mage armor once I'm secured in the tree?
You get in the branch and you're like, and armor, in case it gets up here or I fall. Or
Probably
it's,
should have
good
done that
idea.
before I climbed up, but that's okay.
what level is mage armor?
1.
Wild magic roll, please. Please.
Okay.
Please, this would be the time. You get the inspiration.
Nah, 12.
Okay. If you rolled a 1 right now, it's just like, Saga already got the inspiration. It's all over.
Terrible.
All right, everybody, pack it up.
Blow everybody up.
You explode the party, and I'm like, hey, but you get inspiration, though.
Right.
You situate yourself. You cast mage armor. I think everybody is set.
Oh, by the way, when I do the bless spell, since Fenn's right there, and Torger's really nervous, and so he wants to like break the nervousness. So when he gets out his little vial of beer, which is his holy water, he goes, like he's gonna sneeze real loud, and goes, shoo, and then like sprinkles some of the beer on Fenn, so he thinks he sneezed on him, and then he goes, bless in the name of the 9 sisters. He'll look around. everyone by looking at them. I'll do that.
Fenn's internal screaming. It's terrible that it happened, but Fenn, you feel so blessed also.
Very blessed by the 9 sisters.
A weird combination of feelings.
So blessed.
So I'm gonna have
blessed.
#blessed. I'm gonna have one more roll. You guys still get to use your pass without trace. I'd like one more stealth roll, please. You get to add 10 during all this setup.
And I'll be preparing the spell right before.
Cool.
Do I need to roll Magic Surge for preparing or when I cast it?
Let's roll it when you cast it.
Okay.
What does everybody got?
35.
31.
32, nat 20.
Same.
Ooh.
27.
34.
15.
All right, you guys near invisible. Okay. This bear does not seem to notice all of this stuff happening right next to it, basically. Not right next to it, but within the vicinity of a normal person just walking up would have been seen or smelled by this bear. The bear does not seem to actually get advantage. Oh, okay.
Wait, we have blessed too, don't we?
Right.
Yes. Does everybody have blessed, Tordrick?
Yeah, I used the second level of it. I put an extra spell level to it, so I can.
And 38.
But me
39.
no.
Holy
So-
shit.
Everybody is blessed.
This is the sneakiest barbarian.
Sorry, what does Bless do once again, Tordrick?
A D4.
Add a D4,
Oh, okay.
ability checks and attacks and saving throws? I don't
Okay.
know.
So 34 on the stealth check.
Cool. Once again, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, this bear rolled a 2 and a 3. This bear is
Oblivious.
It seems more distracted with kind of like rubbing its body against the tree. How tell me how this is starting out. How is this gosh, I already forgot. What are the things where it has multiple steps and it does something mundane? I know.
Rube Goldberg machine?
Yes, this Rube
my
Goldberg's machine of bear murder. Tell me how this is starting out. What is the piece that knocks the marble onto the slide?
As a bonus action, Fenn casts Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and just really focuses in on this bear, and he's going to knock an arrow. Draw. Is everyone ready?
You get a few thumbs up from the bushes.
Looses
Right.
an arrow
Roll to attack.
with Dread Ambusher, and that is gotta go back to my equipment.
You have advantage because of stealth.
Advantage.
Oh well, I hope I don't need it, but I'll roll it anyways. It's the same roll.
Oh,
Hell
wow.
yeah.
And that is 15 on the die plus 8. So somebody do math for me. 15 plus 8.
23.
Oh, why?
23, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. 23 to hit.
That sounded high. Yeah, you hit.
Okay.
Sounded like a high number. Yeah.
23.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So we got plus 6 damage from the bow, 5 from whatever I just cast on it, Hunter's Mark, and 4 from sneak attack.
15 damage. This arrow just perfectly slow motion shot, just right between the trees, slams into the side of this bear. which roars out in pain instantly, just a sense of just pain and confusion as it roars out. I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Hey!
We're going to call this the round where the bear does nothing.
Because it's just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
This bear has to take a moment to think.
9.
Think about its life. Think about its choices.
One moment, please. Okay, 20 and up.
22.
21.
Okay, so Fenn and then Gorbjorn. 15 and up.
17.
Saga. 10 and up. 9.
9.
9.
Which one of you would like to go first? I'll let you debate it amongst yourselves.
Ro, would you care?
You can go first.
Oh, you're so polite. Thank you.
All right, Nana, then Roshan, and then Tordrick. What'd you get?
Got an 8.
Hell yeah! Oh, you almost got up there with the people in the 9s. So Tordrick,
I'm closer.
you're making your way up. We slow.
A little faster every time.
Like, I'll get there. I'll be first one day. Just prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourself.
Not today. This bear roars out, and we are fully in initiative. Fenn, you are first. Gorbjorn, you are on deck. Fenn, what would you like to do?
All right, so is this the beginning of the second turn, or is this my second attack in the first turn?
You know, that's a good question. I'm going to say this has all been, you ended up going first. We're going to say this is all part of the same thing. You've done one of your attacks.
All right, so second attack. No longer hidden, I presume?
Yeah, this bear is fully aware that you guys are, well, at least of you. This bear is aware of you now.
All right.
Aware bear.
Aware.
That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
All right. That is 11 damage for my bow and 2 hunter's mark damage.
Okay.
And then one more attack for Dread Ambusher.
Red.
That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
That is 9 from the bow, 3 from Dread Ambusher, and 5 from Hunter's Mark.
Hey, Fenn, tell me how you fill this bear with arrows and kill it instantly.
Oh my god!
I was going to say, I'm probably going to have to run up.
Gorbjorn starts to take a step, and he's like, all right.
Oh.
I imagine it was scratching its back on a tree, and now it's pinned to the tree.
Oh.
It's just completely slumped into the tree, pinned up, and goes completely limp. This bear's dead. Yay! You guys did it!
All right, I felt like we over-prepared for this one, but, you know, better more than less.
That's true.
No, do you want to stab it? Make sure it's dead before we...
I'll hit it.
Gorbjorn, let Gorbjorn have his fun, honestly.
Here's my question. You don't get to decide who this thing triggers around, right? If Gorbjorn just runs forward.
No, I do.
Okay. I was just seeing if I got to trigger it on
so
the
excited.
I can designate any creatures I choose, and the spell ignores them.
Perfect.
And so the party was among that group.
I would have given Gorbjorn inspiration if he triggered the trap and just got littered with arrows.
I mean, I understand.
It seems I just want some chaos.
I totally get it. I respect that. I respect that impulse.
Guys, you guys take this bear out of commission. You guys plan a full attack, which has seemed very well orchestrated, but the marble fell off the track and then landed on the end point before even having to go through the rest of it, and you made toast.
Saga, you can come
We
down
made
now.
toast!
Yeah, Saga, you're up in the tree. You're like...
That was
Yeah,
very
just
impressive.
swinging my legs, looking bored now.
Well, I mean, Honestly,
I think it was just a normal bear.
Guys, I think it was a normal bear.
Well, let's have a look and see. Honestly, there was something weird about it, wasn't there? Come on.
I think it might
Let's
have just
look.
been mangy.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah,
Right.
you guys are welcome to go to the bear. Saga, you going or are you chilling in the tree? What do you want to do, Saga? Better question.
No, I think I'm gonna stay up here. Maybe get a good view of everything since they've been looking for stuff. Hopefully, this is a better vantage point.
Yeah. Saga, go ahead and roll me perception.
Do I still have bless?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Tordrek's still kind of within range, so you can have it.
Okay.
Should I could have used blessed on all of those?
Did you
Doesn't
need
matter,
it?
Fenn.
You know, Fenn's like, but it could have been even better.
25.
25. Okay. Saga, I'll get back to you. Let me talk to these bear investigators. Is everybody going to the bear?
I'm already at it.
Gorbjorn's like, yes.
I mean, Nadia's
Behold.
gonna like meander towards it, but still kind of like trying to keep an eyeball out and around.
Yeah. You guys make your way forward. Everybody who's looking at the bear and can see these weird black splotches on it, go ahead and roll me nature or straight intelligence, whatever you feel in your bones. Basically the same thing for some people, whatever you want.
I'm going nature.
That's good
16.
dance.
13 nature.
Oh, plus bless. No? Yes?
Oh, right.
Yeah, put your blesses on there, sure.
Nat 20
17.
number 2.
Yen.
Oh, Roshan. Let's
17 nature.
Roshan, for some reason, just really just awares. And
I know what this black splotch is.
you certainly
Bears are
do know what
bears.
those black splotches are. Yeah, you get over there and you're like, you can smell what it is. And after getting just to kind of look at it, everybody else, the idea starts to form in your heads. But Roshan, it hits you first. This is tar.
Who would tar a bear?
These are pine trees. It's pine tar, no?
It is not. This looks like kind of man-made, fully refined sort of tar, and it looks, I'm not going to say strategically placed, but it's not like just smeared on one side of it. It is coated in strange splotches about it that don't exactly line up with rubbing on trees.
This is awful. Who would
Don't
do
need
this
timber
to
now
me?
to burn.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Burn undead.
Well, we certainly don't want it to corrupt, but I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Who would purposefully cover a bear in tar and leave it out in the woods near a
No, it's-
settlement?
Its pelt is worth nothing now.
The Tar Nation.
Oh, no.
God damn it!
I quit the show.
Everyone's screens go black and it's just Christo by himself. He's like, guys, come on.
Guess it's just me now. It's the Gorbjorn show.
Everyone's like, that's chill.
Fucking
Just
darning.
me and my wolves. Leave me alone.
Just, fun side quest. Yeah, this is just a bear covered in thick layers of tar.
Well,
I haven't heard of anything like this before, have I? I haven't heard of communities like using tar on wild animals to I don't know, draw off something or as some kind of
I'm just gonna go out and say that your nature roll prior was enough for this. This does not ring any bells for you. You've heard of marking animals, that sometimes you'll mark an animal to see if it's the same one, what its patterns are, usually more in a scientific sense. But never like this. You have never seen anything like this.
Tordrick is going to use his medicine and see, is the bear bleeding like it should normally be bleeding with all these arrows sticking out of it? Is there anything weird about like his muscle, or its muscles? Is it more aged than it should be, or anything like? Is there anything giving me clues?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me medicine. I'm going to give you advantage because you've dealt with corrupted things before.
All right. 19.
You look over this bear and examine the wounds and are looking for even just the smallest piece of corruption in this animal. You even look at its eyes because you've seen these horrible dead eyes in these corrupted animals. This was a living bear just a couple minutes ago. There's nothing weird about the blood. There's nothing weird about anything besides the splotches, which are very much not a natural part of the bear. The bear itself seemed like an adult bear. And that's about it.
Is it possible they coated the bear so that if it were to die and revisit the town, it could be easily set ablaze?
Perhaps. Clarification.
Yeah.
Were we following drag marks that led us to the bear, or do the drag marks continue on?
So I'm going to describe this the best I can. The drag marks themselves are mostly gone. The drag marks, in a sense, gave you direction. And then what Fenn was doing was taking that direction into account and following signs of life. And then signs of a bear or a large animal is what it came down to. And the tracks lead to this bear currently.
Well, quickly. We don't want this thing to corrupt.
A pine tree either. When we set it ablaze. Otherwise we'll have the whole forest ablaze.
No, let's... Gorbjorn, quickly with me. Let's take its pelt. There's a reward for it. And we'll burn what's left of it.
Get it into as large a part of the clearing as you can, as far away from the trees as you possibly can manage.
All right. Well, the smoke...
You would know how to do control burns.
Yeah, I believe in you guys being able to handle this to efficiently get the skin, even though it's a bit stranger with the tar addition, but you are able to get the skin off. You are also able to get the bear into a situation where you could safely burn it. While that's happening, I'd love to talk to Saga for a minute. Hey, Saga. You see something. You're looking around, bored. Everyone's looking at a bear corpse. That doesn't sound fun. Why would I want to do that at all? You kind of lean back against the trunk of the tree and you look up and you can see there's something shiny higher up.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
I better go up there.
Oh no.
You better.
Be careful, Roll. Be careful.
What might that be?
It seems like it is, I would not say it's at the top of the tree, but you're going to have to go up, you think, about 20 more feet to get to this thing.
Okay. Well, the first little bit went really well, so I assume it's going to be perfect.
Of course. Athletics or acrobatics, please.
Okay. That'll be acrobatics. All right. That is again a 21.
You spider monkey your way up this tree, spurred on now by just getting to see something shiny. You're like, yeah, usually the trees don't give me these kinds of nice things. Sometimes I find like an old bird's nest and that's pretty cool. But this has just a metal gleam to it. And you make your way up and you can see that it sort of seems to be nestled into some of the leaves in a spot on one of the branches a bit further out on the limb. I am going to need a secondary athletics acrobatics to reach this thing.
Absolutely.
Are any of us aware? Are we so?
You guys are working on this bear.
Yeah, we're working on the bear.
We're aware of the bear.
We have no clue. We are too aware of the bear.
That is a 19, and I don't have blessed by now, I'm guessing. So
yeah, I'm assuming that you guys have gotten far enough away from each other, and the minute has passed that bless stays active. So you just kind of sit on the branch and you just start to scoot outwards, and easy peasy. You can feel the branch bend a little, but it's not like you're worried it's going to break. So you just kind of scoot out a little bit and you reach forward, and it's just something shiny. At this point, you can tell it is gold in this branch, in the shadows of this branch. And as you reach out, hand reaching forward, a hand reaches from the branch itself and places a gold coin in your hand, and then retreats back into the branches and is gone. It is a humanoid hand, but it did not look like flesh and bone like yours did. It was the same color as the shadow of the branch around in the leaves. It just reached out and placed a gold coin in your hand.
Thank you very much, Tree. Excuse me, do you have a name? Or Lim? Lim, maybe?
Can I shake it?
Hello? I would like you to roll persuasion.
Okay. Oh, I was doing so well. 6.
Oh.
Not Lim.
You ask Lim for its name, and you are just greeted with silence.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is this uncomfortable? I'll scoot off the branch, kind of off to the side into like more of like a stable spot. Well, it was nice to meet you. Would you like to come out maybe if I'm further away? I know I can play you a song maybe as a repayment for this. I look down at the coin. What does it look like?
It looks like an older coin. It seems like it has been in the dirt for an extended period of time, and it looks like it was like cleaned off like by hand. So it hasn't had a good scrub, but it was enough to catch the light and your attention. But it does not look like the gold coins you've seen the party sort of thrown around. It just seems to have even more of a rougher edge to it, and it just seems to be a bit worn by time.
Okay. Well, this is a very nice gift. I feel like I should think of some. Oh, I know. I go into my pockets and I'll pull out one of Lady Sator's symbols, one of the necklaces. I hope this is all right, and I want to try to wrap it around the branch that gave me the coin, and then I'll scoot back. And then nobody has said anything about being quiet yet, so I'll just play a little song and sit up there for a bit on my dulcimer. No, yes, I have a dulcimer. That's it.
Yeah. I have looks at instrument real intense. Dulcimer.
Dulcimer.
Yeah.
Yes.
As the good
It
Lord
always
gave
requires
me. Yeah, you wrap one of the symbols of Lady Sator around the branch, and you sit back and you play a little ditty.
Yes, I play a song that I wrote about Lady Sator. It's just more advertisement for her wonderful religion.
You start playing some gospel. I'm going to let you either roll persuasion with advantage or performance with advantage.
Oh, well, that'll be performance.
Of course. Play me a ditty.
I'm much better at performing than I am at persuading, so that's what I will try. Okay. 20.
Okay.
Exactly 20.
You scoot back on the branch and you position yourself back against the trunk of the tree and you make sure you're sturdy after wrapping a little necklace around the branch, and you begin to play a soft song on your dulcimer, speaking of Lady Satyr and all the good things she has done for you and could do for you. As you play, there's a bit of a rustle in the branch in front of you. Like it's like the breeze of, like, it's like wind, but you don't see the rest of the leaves doing the same thing. It's just the branch you're looking at. And it sort of like rustles towards you. And then there's no longer rustling as it makes it to the end where it hits wood. And you feel a hand on your cheek. And you can see this bit of this kind of shadowed hand coming from the trunk behind you. And it pats you on the cheek. And then makes its way back and disappears again.
Wonderful.
This is good and fine.
They must have liked that song. Well, I hope you'll consider Lady Satyr's a wonderful, wonderful person. Goddess, lady. I don't really know. She hasn't really specified what she wants to be called other than Lady Satyr. But I can tell you more about her if you'd like. Otherwise, I'll probably just wait here until they come to get me, because it looks like they're skinning it. Oh, and now it's burning. Yeah, I'll stay over here. But yes, very nice to meet you. Tree.
As you talk out and around to this tree, and you look over at your friends, you just see butchering a bear and then setting it on fire. You look back to the end of the branch, and your Lady Satyr symbol is gone.
Oh, good.
You can see your friends are starting to wrap up this situation. Some starting to kind of make their way back towards you. Would you like to try and make your way down now that it looks like they've finished this bear situation?
Well, yes. If they look like they're coming back, I'll head down. I'll pack my dulcimer back into my bag and put it back on, and then attempt to climb down.
Yeah, give me that attempt, please.
It did have to end at some point. 14.
Okay. All right. That could be worse.
It's a little harder to get down, but
yeah,
okay.
You realize climbing the tree, easy. Getting out of the tree, not as easy. You start to make your way down, and you realize your issue doesn't come until that last 10 feet. As you're kind of dangling, and you're like, okay, and go.
Trying not to tear her new dress.
Yes.
You are going to take 3 points of damage for a hard fall, but it's not like you bust your ass. It's just a solid fall. But besides that, you are fine. Taking a glance back up at the tree, there seems to be nothing else strange there. The party approaches carrying the skin of a bear, which you can see is covered in gross tar-like substance. And people's hands are probably wet with blood. It's probably awful.
Do we hear or see the fall?
You guys watch the saga land kind of hard, and as you all sort of gather back together, that is where I'm going to call break. So we are going to take a 10-minute break. You guys can go get some snacks, go grab yourself a drink, take coins from things in the shadows like normal people do. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. During that time, if you think anybody has done something inspiration worthy, please tell me in the chat. I'd love to hear it. Help me decide for the end who gets the Yuletide inspiration. So we're going to be back in 10 minutes, and we will see you guys there. 10 minutes.
Thank you, 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Backs of Gods. We were just talking about Christmas hats, and look at that, a third one. Happy holidays, everybody, and a blessed Yule. We are going to jump back into this. Just a quick recap of what happened. You guys followed a possible bear, horrible monster into the woods. Saw a bear with tar on its skin, thinking it could be maybe corruption or something strange. Turns out to just be a normal bear with tar placed into its fur. And you guys set up an elaborate trap, but 3 arrows to the face is enough to take out a normal bear. Fenn knocked it out of the park instantly, not a problem. Saga is sitting in a tree where she saw something shiny above her. She climbs this tree, easy peasy. And as she reaches for this gold shimmering coin, a hand places it into hers. And then after you play this tree, hand, whatever it may be, a song, it pats your cheek. And you see that your Lady Satyr necklace, which you left out as kind of a trade, is now gone. You make your way down the tree because the party is done skinning and burning a bear so it does not corrupt and become a monster. And the last 10 feet are kind of rough on you. It's just like when you feel it in the bottom of your feet where you're like, oh, that was a fall. But besides that, no damage. Saga lands. And that is where we left off. What would you guys like to do? Also, shout out to my mom. Welcome to the chat.
Hey!
Number 1 fan.
Julie Mama!
What would you guys like to do? You now have a tar-covered bear pelt, a smoldering pile of bear, and Saga has a coin, which I don't think she has just out because I don't think she could climb down the tree with it in her hand, but is now 1 coin richer.
Real quick, was Fenn able to recover any teeth and or claws from the bear?
Roll survival, please.
I'll help him.
Yeah, good advantage. You guys are like, yeah, we want bear parts.
Yeah.
Jelly.
Of course. Duh.
Who do you think we are?
25.
I'm gonna say you can get. How about we give you 7 little bear claws and 4 teeth. 4 teeth worth taking.
Awesome. Bear claws is in the pastries or as in the...
Yeah, you bag and the Lord bequeath you some delicious pastry.
Because we already have a cinnamon roll and I don't think we need that many sweets.
That's the cinnamon roll. I'm the bear claw. That guy's the eclair. We're all just delicious snacks. A party of snacks. But yeah, you're able to get some pieces of this bear that are not horribly destroyed.
Yeah, I don't like to waste it. I would rather get as much off of it as we can. We killed it, so...
Yeah, some of the claws and teeth seem to have been affected by the tar, either where it tried to claw it off or bite it off of its body where it could reach. So that did some damage. You know that you could get basically no money for this pelt, but if it is what the village was requesting, then who knows? But if you're just selling it normal, it's worthless. Unless you have a particular thing you're into. I love ruined furs. Yeah, you take those things. What would you guys like to do? It's starting to get dark. Our humans can still see, but not for much longer.
Is there any indication that this path goes on any further? I think we should still keep looking to see if we can locate the bodies. Anyone else? What Saga? You look like you have something to say.
Oh, I think Nana was talking, and then did it cut out, or?
And now she's just eating a bear claw.
I am.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. I only wanted to make sure that you weren't hurt, Saga.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just landed wrong on my ankles. But that'll be all right.
Okay. All right. All right. No harm done then. Well, it is getting dark, and my only concern is that the humans in our group, those of us who cannot see in the dark, are going to be a liability. going forward, unless we want to advertise that we are here with light. And if we want to sneak up on something that wants at least some poor people very dead, it may not do us well to advertise our position with lights only for us to be able to see.
Well, what if I put my lights up and then, or somebody put light up and then I did like a minor illusion of like a bush on top of us, and it was just like a bush going through the forest, and we cover all
With
the lights.
fairy lights about.
But the fairy lights would be like
huge
close.
bush moving through the forest.
It would
It's
be
fine.
no, we're just a bush. Nothing to see here.
Well, let's try it, I suppose, and see what we can make of it. Although,
Why would a monster want to eat a bush?
We're here
presumably it wouldn't.
to kill the monster, right?
Yes.
So bringing it to us is better.
That
I mean,
is
finding
true.
While this is going on, Fenn, you were trying to see if the path continues. Go ahead and roll survival for me, please.
Okay.
Well, Trenton.
13.
Okay. When you look around, and you have a pretty good comparison from the fact that you got to see how big the bear is that you currently fought. The only tracks you were able to pick up on are that of this bear. You can find which directions the bear came from, but besides that, you don't see anything else. You're welcome to retrace this bear's footsteps, but nothing besides that.
Well, the bear looks like it came from that direction. Should we... We know we've killed this bear. Do we want to continue tracking it now, where it came from, or do we want to wait for daylight? Nana, I'm asking you because you can't see in the dark.
I only know that I won't be much help tracking in the dark. It will be more difficult for me, light or no. And it also occurs to me we left Ave back at the village.
Oh.
And probably he's fine. But on the other hand, if the search does take us past nightfall, it may be more efficient if those of us who can't see as well.
Oh, I think we can't hear you.
Or it'll catch up. Yeah, you just completely cut out.
See
Yeah.
as
Oh, you're back.
well.
You're back.
All right.
So those who
Where did I
can't
drop out?
see as well is where you
Yeah.
left off.
You need to yell at us.
For those of us, well, at least I, who cannot see as well, to go back and keep an eye on Ave rather than become a liability for the rest of you.
Well, very well. I mean, Gorbjorn and I could press on and follow these tracks, and you could head back to the village with everyone else, or we could all go back to the village ourselves and trade in this pelt to Merit for the reeve for the money owed us. But are we sure this bear is what's responsible?
I don't think it is. Honestly, I don't like this. I think this bear was set out here on purpose by someone. Someone took that square out of that dress. There is something amiss here. But I don't think I will be able to assist very much in finding out what it is in the dark.
Well, let's go back and have a good night's sleep in the village, and get our coin for this bear pelt, and we don't have to abandon what we're doing tomorrow. If we think there's more left to find, we can pursue it then.
Well,
But it might be... Yes, Saga.
if Tordrick can only see the item if it's within, say, 1,000 feet, what if the thing is running away as we speak, and by the time morning comes, it's so far that we're never going to find it?
No, I can't hear you again. You're whispering, but the bear's already dead. There's no need to whisper.
If you look away when we talk, can't hear you. You need to...
Very well.
You know we can only read lips. You have to be looking dead at it.
I guess. That is exactly my worry. I think that the trail is going to go cold, and we will not be able to find out what happened. If we give up the chase completely, even for the night.
You want to go back to your brother, and the rest of us can carry on? Take someone with you if you like.
Well, if anyone wants to come back, they're welcome to, certainly. I believe in those who are here. I know that you are capable.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything bad could possibly happen if we were to split the party.
I don't see a problem.
I tell you what. Saga, if you can come back with me, just long enough for me to make sure that Ave is safe and secure and, I don't know, maybe hidden under a tarp or something. Then we can return, perhaps with the use of Saga's lights, and we'll set up a rendezvous or some sort of means of meeting back up.
Is there anyone else who'd like to return to town?
Roshan. Would you like to come with us?
No, I'll stay.
Okay.
Kicks rocks.
Well, here you go. And I hand a sloppy bear pelt over to Saga.
Oh, no, I step back very far.
No, it's all right. I'll take it.
I get out of the way before it gets anywhere near me. Mm-hmm.
I'll roll you for it.
No, I'm probably not standing near you either.
I am. Her arms out to catch it.
Yep. There's no possible way that will touch me.
All right, Nana, you take the pelt.
Doug is already halfway back home. No,
I've got it. I've got it. I will take care of it. I will make the drop off. I will ensure Ave is safe, and I'll return. Saga, you can come along again if you wish, or you can stay at the village if you wish. Whatever you want.
That pelt has value regardless of whether it's covered in tar or not. But the pelt itself still has value. Tell them they can wash it with turpentine. If they distill the pine tar down, they can make a turpentine or any mineral spirits. We'll take that tar out of the pelt, and it itself can be used for garments or blanket, what have you. So don't let them shortchange you because it's damaged by whatever vandal did this.
All right. We can do that.
Okay, splitting the party. We have Saga and Nana making their way back to town.
Nana's brain has been on Ave this whole time. She did not want to break off when it looked like we were just so close to finding what we were trying to find, but then, false start, it's just a bear covered in tar, and also it's getting dark.
You know, the old bear covered in tar trick.
You know, that old...
You know what they used to do. So you two head back, a bit rushed. Before you get back, night will fall. So you will need to create some sort of light, which you guys are accustomed to doing anyway. Saga, pew pew! Little dancing jellyfishes illuminate the way as you all make your way back into town.
Thank you.
You see that everyone is inside, except for the occasional ranger you see making rounds. It seems their rounds go into the night. But you two make your way back to the Woodpecker's Beak. And what would you like to do first? Would you like to check on Ave? Are you putting your pelt away? What are you doing? It is currently nighttime.
I very much want to check on Ave first. I feel like if something has gone wrong, we need to find that out sooner rather than later.
Okay. First, kind of the only thing on your mind, Ave, is like, this bear thing or monster, whatever it is terrible. But I was given a very specific thing to do. So walking quickly, Saga, you kind of have to have a little bit of a jog to keep up with Nana's just like fast, just speed walking.
Or like a skip behind.
Yeah, you're just
my God,
galloping to keep up. You guys make it back to the inn and you go to check up on your cart. You see your horse is currently just kind of eating some feed out of a little trough. And the box containing Ave seems untouched on the back.
Okay. I do want to give it a once-over just to make sure there's nothing out of place, no markings, no damage, no... It doesn't look like things have been moved from how we left it.
Okay. Roll investigation.
All right. Investigation isn't my best, but I'll make it work. 11. Oh, no. No. It's a 6.
You don't see anything different. Looks the same to you. Wood box.
Okay. I'll trust it, I guess.
Oh, you got
it. Everything okay, Nana?
I think so. Yes. Everything seems to be in order.
What are we doing with the cart?
Not going to move it or anything, but I would like to at least make the box a little less obvious. Cover it in a blanket or a tarp or something, and maybe, I don't know, place something else atop it just to make sure nobody thinks that it's something worth going through.
Okay. Did they have like stables for horses at here, or someplace that we could leave our items?
So that seems to kind of be the current setup. It is not as professional as you've seen in some towns, but it's basically like, hey, your cart goes over here. So it seems to be where it should be, in terms of where the inn would probably be like, put your cart over there. And somebody came out and gave your horse food, or horses food.
That's good.
Do you want to try to bring the box somewhere else?
I think it would look more suspicious if we moved it and nothing else.
Oh.
I think that we can safely disguise it as cargo, but perhaps we can obscure it and then also perhaps do something with the wheels on the cart, make sure that no one can just ride off with it.
Oh.
Maybe set up some blocks along either side of each wheel.
Okay. Let's, maybe, is there a shop around here we could get, or do you have some rope, maybe?
I've got rope.
Maybe we could, like, tie the wheels together or something.
Well, I suppose... Yes,
I guess they could just
did the
untie
front
it,
wheels to the back wheels, that would definitely prevent them from turning. That's not a bad idea. That's quite clever, Saga.
All right, I'll tie the rope, since you're, holding things.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just start tying wheels together.
Honestly,
and
easy enough
Nana
for
will,
you
like,
guys
kind of
to do
advise
that.
her on, like, knots, stuff that'll be, like,
No,
sturdy enough.
I trust
but...
you guys. Yeah. I trust you guys to tie a knot. Nana's a ranger. Saga lived by herself in the wilderness for 3 years or something. Something like that. I think you guys, I trust you to tie knots or shove a rock under a wheel. Throw a blanket on top of the box containing a corpse.
Maybe like placing another box, like just kind of to one side, like this is just another box among our boxes type of.
Yeah, it's just our boxes. Don't look at them.
Arrange it to look natural.
Yeah.
Too natural.
They're just slightly tilting a box, like, oh, what's the most natural angle to hold a box at?
I think if you threw it down, would you be holding
the feng shui of the box?
Yes.
You guys feng shui the cart. Meanwhile, team stuck in the woods at night. tell me about what you're doing. You guys are going to try and follow these bear tracks?
To the cave, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to follow the tracks of the bear from whence it came.
You guys watch Saga and Nana disappear into the wood, and you guys turn basically the opposite direction and start making your way deeper, following these tracks. You make your way. It gets a little harder to see because it's night, but Fenn, with your incredible amount of dark vision, you can see.
I think we all have dark vision, actually.
Yeah, but yours is ridiculous, I'll be honest.
It is.
Fenn can see deep into the void. The void of darkness means nothing to him. All of you are able to walk fine, but there is something, I wouldn't say it's unnerving for half the people in the woods. But the other half who maybe aren't used to wandering the woods at night, there is just something just inherently devious about the wood. Just the groan of branches and the snap of dried leaves underfoot. There's sounds of animals everywhere. Compared to the valley, it is like a rock concert. It is just booming with sound. Crickets, animals of all types, just a lot happening, making it hard if you're not a trained hunter to kind of pinpoint particular sounds as you make your way forward. You all follow these feet. You follow the feet. You follow the little paw prints until you find a little cave. Yeah, you guys find a little cave.
All right. Gather around. I want to say we were successful in following these tracks. I want to thank you all for being here along with me. I'm going to tell you something that must not leave this group. I am so happy that I was able to track these back to this cave because Nana is such a better tracker than I am. I can shoot a bow very straight and Nana not as much. But when it comes to following tracks and knowing what's in the woods, Nana is much better than I am. And I will never admit that again in my life under pain of torture. But I'm so glad we made it here. This looks like where this bear came from. Shall we investigate the cave?
Put a hand on Fenn's shoulder, look him in the eyes, and be like,
Stop fucking touching me.
Never mind. I'm just gonna walk in the cave.
Yeah, it looks like he looks at you with a sincere look, and then it drops and he walks into the cave. As you all enter the cave,
Bob, you know the rules, and so do I.
You make your way inside. This is a bear cave. For everybody who's ever gone to a bear cave, maybe half the group again, this is the setup. There seems to be something that does stand out is that you can see rubbed off on some of the rocks is this tar, which seems to be the same as which was on said bear. You find the occasional animal bone. But besides that, this cave's got nothing. No people-y bones, no nothing. It is a quiet, empty cave in the middle of the night.
If you give me a second, I can see if there was any magic that came through here, like I did at the house. It'll take 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Detect magic. I have to envision the whole space. You wait a moment, you cast your spell, and you start taking a look around. Once again, the illumination from all of your friends to different degrees. You can see that there are currently 4 people standing in front of you. It takes you a moment doing the math, and then you you get it in your head what this fourth one is. But this time, like the first time you did it, it looked like it realized and then stepped out of your range. It does no such thing this time. This, what you assume to possibly be the shadow, remains where it stands with the group casually. You look around. Nothing stands out to you. Even on places where you can see that there are some claw marks, and you remember seeing the claw marks at the home had a bit of a hint of magic to them. These do not. There is nothing of the sort in this place. Not a drop of magic besides you and your companions.
Okay. I would, after getting the lay of the land, I would just kind of stare at the fourth figure.
You just stare. Sorry, I think it's, I hate to say it, but I have this sound going, and I think there's just like a bullfrog or something, and I just hear, burr, burr, burr. I was just like, what the hell is this? Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just like, is that a bullfrog? Or, I hate it. Whatever it is. Now we know. Terrible frog sound in this effect. I mean, the natural ambiance. It does not seem to, you don't get any facial features. It's just a vague humanoid silhouette that you feel in your bones is returning this gaze, is looking directly at you, holding like level with your eyes. You can feel it as if you could see their eyes, but you can't. Just locked together, staring.
Ro will ask, is anyone there?
I'm here.
Raises his hand. Yeah, dude, sup? Roshan, I would love you to either roll. No, I want persuasion.
14.
14. There is no verbal reply, but there's a knot in your stomach. In reply, this thing is smiling at you. You can't see its facial features, but you know that it is smiling. And it's just something unsettling in the pit of your stomach as this thing smiles at you.
He will break the gaze, though he won't drop the spell, and say, I don't think whatever it was came to here.
Dodrick, do you have any notice on your spell?
I believe he'd have to recast it, but he's welcome to if he wants to.
I'm not feeling it anymore. It's been a while. But I can think again and concentrate on it. Maybe get some help.
Okay. Are you casting it, good sir?
I am.
Perfect. You cast this ability, and there was that sensation the first time where you're like, I know it exists. I know it's somewhere near here, but you certainly do not feel any closer to it, and it is not within range.
Same. It's too far away.
So we can soundly say that either this bear didn't commit those atrocities or it didn't do it without consent of someone else.
I think so. Perhaps that person is in town. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe when we return to town, Tordrick's ability to locate that piece of fabric will point us in the direction of someone we need to speak to. It seems if it was taken by a person, people tend to live in towns, even the most isolated people. No man's an island and all. So, shall we head back, or is there anything else we wish to find here? Gorbjorn, I'm sure there's something you could find here. You seem to have an eye for loot.
I will roll perception, I guess. 5. just practicing swinging my sword.
Just kind of like just playing around with the sword. You don't see anything of interest, Gorbjorn. It's Bear Cave.
Shall we head back to town then?
All right.
Tordrick, do you have a drink?
Always.
Might I have one? The stuff they had at that inn was rubbish. I don't believe it's even ale.
That was shite. And he hands you a flask.
Thank you.
You guys have some drink. Start making your way back in. How long does detect magic last? 10
minutes?
10 minutes, yep.
For 10 minutes, this thing follows you. It follows you the whole way until your magic sputters out, and it still seems to be in stride with you.
All right.
Good, great. Thanks, Jillian.
Love it.
A blessed Yule to all. Meanwhile, Saga and Nana, you finish up making the cart very nice and presentable. Are you heading back into the woods? You don't know how things have gone.
Before we do, Nana would like to try and kind of like have a look around and see if we can find our ranger friend who mentioned the reward.
Bosh,
yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome to roll perception. I will go ahead and say the rounds don't seem as full as they did during the day.
Okay.
And
did he happen to say that we could go to just any ranger with
no,
this
he
find?
he said we had to go to the Reeve. Merit.
Yeah, Merritt seems to be the guy in charge of all of these rangers. He seems to be basically the idea of that all of them were hired and this guy is the boss.
Okay.
You do not know where to find him. That information was not given to you.
Well, we would probably still need to find a ranger first then in order to get that information.
Yeah, you're certainly welcome to do that if you'd like to.
I think so. What was that, Saga?
Oh, you were just staring off into space. I was wondering what you were thinking about.
Oh, well, I wanted to see if we could find someone to drop off this atrocious pelt with, if
Good
possible.
idea.
I mean, if we have to leave it with our things until the morning, then we can, but I'd just as soon put it in the hands of someone who actually wants it.
Yes, very much. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
If you can help me find one of those ranger patrols, we could at least ask where to find Merritt, their leader, boss, employer, whomever.
Yeah, I'll look around.
Honestly, I don't think a roll is necessary. If you guys wait in a spot long enough, you'll see a ranger go by.
Oh, well, good.
You guys just kind of like set up shop and are like, there. You see now currently a group of 3 rangers instead of 2 like the morning, making their rounds.
Excuse me, pardon me. We were told that if anyone found trace of the bear that had been giving this town some trouble, we ought to find Merritt.
The woman looks at you. Oh, she looks at the bear pelt. That's not normal. All right.
No, definitely not. It looks as though it had been tarred by someone or something. It's very strange, but I can promise you it was a bear in the flesh.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Merritt's probably asleep.
That's
He's
fair.
more of a morning shifts guy. I mean, she kind of looks at the pelt.
I mean, I don't know if there's anywhere that officially this could be dropped off, or if we ought to, I suppose, just put it with our things until the morning.
Gosh, we'd prefer not to have this just sort of sitting out in the open. We don't want to attract anything. I mean, if you feel comfortable, we'll take it and put it somewhere. And you guys can basically only be staying at one place. So we'll point somebody in your direction. She points out towards a set of some of the homes, which seem to be slightly smaller than the ones near the middle of town. So these are the homes of the Rangers. This is where we all stay. Merritt's is that one, and she points to one of the houses. So you're welcome to check with him in the morning. I'm certainly not going to go wake him up. That's certainly something I'm not going to do.
That's more than fair. I suppose, should Merritt ask about it, or about us, with Nana Hemming and Posse. We'll be at that inn until tomorrow, probably, and we'll meet with him at his convenience.
All right. He'll take that. One of the Rangers, who you think maybe isn't as maybe has a slightly lower rank than her, comes over and takes the bear pelt.
That tracks.
Yeah. Hopefully you dealt with the problem, and this guy was just causing a lot of havoc, I guess.
That's our hope.
I was expecting something a little bigger, but I've never really seen anything this bad, so maybe this is just a very active bear. So thanks.
We can only hope. I only hope that no one was trying to make it look worse than it is in order to draw the scent off of their own doings. It seems strange to me that it was covered in tar like it was. You haven't had similar troubles? Any, I don't know, rebellious young folk around town tarring animals in the forest on a lark or anything?
I mean, not that I can think of. There's Layla, but Layla, I don't think, has the ability to find tar and then tar a bear.
I seriously...
I wouldn't be shocked if she somehow did, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that, I mean, she's a fucking handful, and good luck to her mom, but...
it seems like she would definitely try, although succeed without incurring injury seems harder.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to talk to Merritt in the morning. I'm sure even if this is it or not, I'll throw some coin your way. So worth your trouble, I guess. I advise staying in. I'm going to overlook the fact that this happened at night. We were
on our way back. We're just going to return to the inn shortly, and I hope you all have a good night and a quiet shift.
Yeah, let's hope so. And her and her group start to make their way away, and the guy holding the bear pelt, and you can hear him say as they go, "Could we find a spot for this soon?" As they make their way away. And now it's just you guys standing in the middle of town. Well, sort of near the edge of town, but more back from like the way you entered is kind of where you are.
All right. Oh, sorry. Is it still on them, or is
I'm still on them. I'm going to figure out what they're doing.
Okay.
If they happen to meet you in the woods, or if they decide, no, going to the woods is for nerds. I just need to figure out which.
I was going to say, as we start to leave, Tordrick was going to cast Sending and send a message to Nana that we were on our way.
Smart.
So as you guys get closer to town, you send out sending. It's like, hey, we're coming back. It's basically as you guys kind of turn to get going, like pick your stuff back up. It's like, yeah, we're coming back. So you guys are able to reconvene at the inn if you would like to, which has a barn attachment, which is y'all's room, the barn.
Well, good news, Saga. It sounds as though they were on their way back. Tordrick just, I don't know, talked in my head. A little weird, but it's all right.
When the magic people talk in your head.
Yes, that's wonderful. I see you do know. I was gonna say that I wasn't mad or anything, but you seem to have forgot my name. Earlier when you were talking to the ranger, you said it was Posse. But it's Saga, but then you said it there. So are we going by like aliases?
No. A posse is a group of people who go out to either hunt something that's threatening a community or to right a wrong. A posse is just like our party.
Oh, okay.
Basically. I didn't mean to confuse you. I'm sorry.
Okay, maybe we should think of like a name for the group then, so then it's not so like strange.
I hadn't really thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll have to talk to the others about that one.
Yes, I definitely agree with you there. Goodness. Well, I suppose if they're on their way back, should we just wait for them at the inn?
Yeah, why don't we order food now, and then when they get there, it'll be there and all wonderful warm and stuff.
That's not a bad idea. Does sending include, like, a reply message?
I believe you get one reply.
25 words.
So you can reply back once within 25 words.
Okay. Stay safe. We'll be waiting for you at the inn with food.
Fa la 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 la.
You two are going to make your way back to the inn, and you guys are going to order food and then either set up at a table or set up in the barn on some bales of hay, whatever makes you happy. Now I will cut back over to team in the woods, found a cave. You guys are currently within sending distance of town. Is there anything else besides getting to that food?
Seeing that Layla immediately took my advice in her hiding abilities and they had to go look for her once. When we're on our way back, I'm just keeping an extra eye out with my super duper dark vision to see if she's out here pressing the boundaries once again.
Go ahead and roll me perception as you make your way back into town.
7.
Nah, if she's out here, she's good. But you do not see her anywhere.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You all make your way back where you're presented with basically meat and bread is the setup. You guys all reconvene, get to eat. Is there anything before bed that you guys wanted to do and or discuss?
But before we get into town, just like when we're on the city limits or town limits, whatever it is, it's like, remember, I swore you all to secrecy. No one tells Nana that I said she was a better tracker than me. You were all there. You all tacitly agreed. She can't know. And that's all. Thank you.
And you all casually make your way back in, and you see Nana and Saga sitting with some food, and you see that there's bowls for everybody. Mm-hmm. Bowls of probably like a thick stew and a piece of bread.
Can we tell what kind of meat it is?
Good luck.
Already gone.
It's asshole stew. You're an asshole for not eating it because it's whatever we have.
Yeah, it's like, this is what we got. It's probably something in the probably more in the deer territory is your guess.
All right. Of course. All right. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I just like to know what I'm eating. That's all.
It's cooked to death. Like, this stew has been just up all day. This is maybe even yesterday. You guys don't know. But it's just been the life cooked out of it. It is goop. But you guys have it. And can enjoy it. Gorbjorn already finished his, like, real quick.
You don't even need to chew. It's wonderful.
Have you been chewing's for losers?
So, well, for our part, we were able to drop off the pelt with one of the rangers. Merritt is asleep at the moment, but we can look in with him in the morning.
We paid for it.
I was told that Merritt would be doing the paying. So we will convene with him tomorrow and discuss payment.
All right.
What about you all? What did you find?
An empty cave. Just a bear cave.
And nothing else?
And nothing else.
Inside?
No, nothing resembling the people that were missing. I was kind of hoping that Tordrick had the energy to cast the spell again to see if he could locate that fragment of fabric, but I'm not sure if he does or not. I don't know what sort of energy. Our spell casting is very different.
But we found the cave. Isn't that right? And that's what you said was important.
It was a boring-ass cave. We found nothing there.
Nonetheless, the cave was found, and at least we can, I suppose, rule out the bear as the real cause of that poor family's death.
Yeah, I'm not even sure you could have found the cave. It was very well hidden.
Well, that makes sense, I
Tordrick
suppose.
kind of chokes on his... there. He kind of giggles.
Can
I'm
that
getting
insight
better.
that?
I will let you take that at face value of
Fair
him
enough.
saying you couldn't find it, and then Tordrick choking on his food and giggling. No insight necessary on the reaction.
Okay, alright. Take you at your word. That's fine.
Master of deception.
Mm.
I've mastered this art. I can do this.
Is he saying that out loud?
And just
Wow,
under my
I'm
breath.
so
Just
good at
under
deception.
Fenn is under his breath. Just
You're mumbling to himself like a pat on the back. He's like, hell yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Say again, Fenn.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
Alright.
I'm never going to make you roll insight for when Fenn lies to you, basically.
It sounded
until he
like
gets
you
good
had
at
done,
it.
but okay.
Oh God, she's found me out. Oh no, I was mumbling under my breath.
Smoke
But-
bomb.
But
I could never return.
Smoke bomb. Bye.
Is
Lord,
there
it's one-
anything else?
Hale takes out the other flask and goes whiskey and pushes them both towards Fenn.
We're getting turned to.
Whiskey.
whiskey. All right. I've had whiskey once before. It was it tasted like smoke. Very well. And Fenn will hold on. Fenn will
I have to be in character.
Down the hatch.
Yeah. You guys eat, have some drinks, spend some time together, eventually go to sleep. Roshan, you feel that familiar ache in the back of your neck.
Roshan will, discreetly make himself a cup of tea.
Okay.
Is that in the same space as everybody else? And are you waiting until everybody else is asleep?
He would wait until it's quieted down.
Yeah. I'll say he can handle that. There's somebody who can provide him with the hot water, probably, to an extent. Yeah, I'm going to say this time that you can get away with it easy peasy. But you drink your tea. That feeling goes away. The feeling of being watched does not. you all lay down for bed. Are you doing any sort of rounds, or because you're inside of a place, everybody sleeps willy-nilly? What's up?
I mean, it feels like if there's rangers patrolling around the town, it'd be
If I get attacked, I'm writing a terrible review on you.
Yeah!
These guys
Fantasy Yelp will hear of my ire!
I'm sorry for
wow,
worrying.
there was like 50 of them, and I still got attacked.
1 out of 10.
So it sounds like everybody feels safe, and Fenn will only sleep half the time, and he'll wake up to be awares the second half if he so wishes.
Yeah, he's kind of pacing back and forth in his room.
Oh, there's no rooms. It's one big barn.
Oh, okay. Well,
One big barn.
He's pacing back and forth in the big barn, very, very sneakily, because he's a sneaky boy. But he wants more of the whiskey. So he sees the flask, but like he's not gonna wake anybody up, and he's definitely not gonna steal any. But like he's got a taste for it now.
All it took was one whiskey.
Praise.
Well, he'd had one before.
Two whiskeys in one lifetime.
Whiskeys.
That's what it's a gateway drug to more whiskey.
Yes.
So that's what Fenn's doing. He's just kind of like nonchalantly pacing back and forth in the barn. And
I'm just imagining sneaky pacing, just silent feet, just very quiet, pacing in the shadows. Like if somebody woke up and saw that, a nightmare. But a horrible silent pacing in the shadows. But you take a glance over at the drink, knowing you will not steal, you do not partake, but you're like,
I could have more.
Drinking's done a lot for me.
Got like an itch in the back of his throat that like you just want to pour something on that. Like that's what Fenn's got right now, is like that was actually pretty good. Like Saga would like this. That was good.
Would she?
Fenn's like, she totally.
No, but Fenn has no concept of what Saga would like, and
it's like the opposite of milk, but I have a feeling in my bones.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe this one she'd like because she doesn't like the ale. He thinks to himself as he paces.
The ale was smooth. This is not that. So,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I know Saga would like to be physically injured when she takes a sip of something, and I just feel like I know.
Jillian can speak to this.
Hot take. Hate liquor, hate whiskey, gross, blit. Anywho, all blit. Those are my feelings. So the morning comes. Fenn, anytime you get tired of pacing, you kind of sit down and just kind of sit anxiously and then get up and pace again. The rest of the
usually
party,
how he spends his evenings. So
yeah, I always pace in my room. Gorbjorn can attest to this. Gorbjorn, yeah.
Oh my God.
He does when he's not meditating. The rest of you wake up. You start to wake up the next morning. Roshan, once again, that familiar itch, as it is every morning. What are you gonna do?
I feel like it's obvious what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
He's gonna make some tea.
Yeah. So are you going? So you're taking tea and not doing the just throw powder in your mouth technique?
No, he's got time. He can make some tea today.
Okay. Not exactly sneaky, but super casually. Roshan makes tea because people drink tea. That's normal. Yeah, fight me. This is normal things normal people do.
Does it smell like the tea that Roshan gave Nana to help her with the nightmares after the first encounter with the awful thing?
Intelligence roll, Nana, if you'd be so kind.
I would be so kind.
A kind, caring person who gives the roll when I ask for the roll.
I'm not a very intelligent person.
You are incredibly intelligent.
I was gonna say you're one of the smartest in the group.
Yeah, you have a high intelligence stat.
Well, according to this dice roll, I'm not intelligent about this.
But this
It's an
dice
11.
says otherwise.
It's an 11.
Nana, tea smells like tea. You do not know. You cannot exactly pinpoint it. Tea smells like leaf water. This smells like leaf water. I would, though. I would love some perception checks from the gaggle. The whole gaggle.
The gaggle. The holes of them.
If the whole gaggle doesn't give me a check, what am I going to do?
I don't know.
Oh, that was terrible.
That's a mood.
22.
15.
19.
18.
12.
Okay. Don't worry. Everybody hears this. You can hear from outside. It's a bit muffled because it's through the thick wooden walls of this barn, but you can hear, Layla! 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 And you hear a frantic woman shouting Layla's name outside.
Oh, I'm gonna hop up and look around.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
She's getting
Saga's
good
going
now.
out, Nana's going out.
And man, she's real good at this. You all step outside and you see the woman you recognize to be Layla's mother, frantic. It looks like she has not slept. Tears in the eyes, just face red, eyes red, as she, it looks like she finished up a conversation with a ranger who seems to be heading off, and she is just hysterical as she continues, Layla! Layla! As she makes her way down the street.
Is she missing? When was the last time you saw her?
Did she go to bed?
She seems kind of startled by, and she seems to try and be composing herself to speak. She didn't, I don't think she came back last night. I had fallen asleep and she wasn't there when I got up or when I had fallen asleep, and I don't know where she is. I checked her normal hiding spots where she normally is, and I've had rangers looking, and I don't know where she is.
Have you
Can
seen
you not come
Bosch?
back with Bosch?
No, I haven't seen Bosch, no.
We saw Bosch at there out in town there with near the house, the house.
Yes. She left
He
with
was
him.
walking her back to home, to you.
I didn't see her, or she split off from him. I don't know. I haven't seen either of them.
I haven't spoken to him either. Okay.
We'll find Bosch. Hopefully he can at least put us on the right track. We will find Layla. I promise you that.
He said there was a rabbit that they were going to burn, a dead rabbit.
Well, we'll go look.
Borbjorn, are you okay? Are you choking on bacon?
Just handfuls of bacon.
Just don't waste your bacon. No, just chew it down before you speak. That's all. Well, how we've been through this.
Saga's just is gonna run up to Layla's mother and take her hands, and we're definitely gonna find her. We'll go talk to Bosch and we'll look all around, and she'll pull her into a quick hug and give her a couple pats, and then we better go.
As you hug her and then kind of step back to walk away, just bursts into tears, kind of losing her composure, and she sort of just slumps to the ground and just cries.
Oh, well,
Nana
I'm not
will-
gonna walk away.
Nana will step in
Not
and kind of like
I'm Saga backing
as
up.
well, like lend a kerchief and kind of help to like dab the tears away from Layla's mother's eyes. And
You can also see multiple rangers about who seem to be on this particular mission, looking about town, trying to supposedly find Layla. It seems that is now currently what they are doing.
Can we flag down one of the groups of them?
Oh, yeah. You kind of are able to, if you're not able to flag one down, you're at least able to approach one who, kind of a sort of calm, collected guy who just looks like he had just sort of been running. So he's just like a little bit of sweat. He's like, yes, how can I help you?
Have you seen Bosch? Is Bosch around? Is it his shift?
Gosh, I don't know. Everybody got called out for Layla. I haven't seen Bosch. He is shit. He kind of looks over at the ranger homes. He is the third one that way. and points in the direction. Maybe he's in there, but if he's not there, I have no idea.
Thank you. Good luck with your search.
He nods, and then he goes back, and you see he looks like he coordinates with somebody, and he climbs up onto the roof of the inn and starts kind of getting a bird's eye view of the area, but points you in the direction of Bosch's home.
All right, let's head over there.
Yeah.
Get her up. Tell her there's no point in her laying there on the ground. She needs to stay at her home in case Layla comes back there. That's what you do with someone that's lost. Someone needs to stay in the place they're likely to come back to.
That's actually good advice. You should probably
good advice.
go back
That's what I do. I give good advice.
Of course you do. Fenn, will you please go and help find Bosch at the moment? Saga
Yes,
and I
yes,
will
all
help
right.
to
Yes,
get Layla's
yes,
mother back to
Nana.
her home.
Yes, Nana.
I mean, easy enough for you. It's kind of on the way. You're able to help her to her feet, instruct her to stay home, but I will expect a persuasion roll to get this lady to not look for her kid.
That's fair.
I'll give you advantage because I think Saga's giving the assist, and Saga made her cry, so they're kindred spirits.
There you go.
It was trying to help.
I don't like when they cry when I hug them. That seems the opposite of what I want.
Not a good roll.
15?
Versus mom. I have rolled so fucking bad this whole game. Yep. She is able to be convinced. She kind of sort of roughly wipes tears from her eyes and I'll wait inside. So she doesn't come home to an empty house. And
if she comes
makes her
back,
way.
she'll want to have her mother there. And I suppose maybe, can you make something that she likes? Something that will smell well, something that she might be able to catch scent of, perhaps if she's close to town, so she'll know to come back.
Okay.
Yes.
I can do that. And she kind of, you can see her hands are shaking as she kind of pushes down her apron and runs back inside. You all make your way to what has been pointed out to you as Bosch's house. What do you do when you get there?
Wait, should we...
What?
Well, if he's not in here, should we maybe mention to people that he was the last one to be seen with her? Just so people can keep an eye out?
We can say that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys pass a couple rangers on the way if you'd like to relay that. It's mostly received with nods. Okay, we'll keep an eye out. But none of them seem to have seen Bosch. You make your way to his little shack. You don't hear anything. What would you like to do? These houses are pretty small. It's it's meant to fit a bed, and that's about it.
Is it unlocked?
Gorbjorn, you reach a hand out and you kind of bop the door. It's not locked. You open this door, and inside you see there's a bed neatly made and a small wooden chest sort of pushed under it.
Oh, I go through the chest.
You go
Slept in?
quickly grab the chest. You start to try and pry it open. The chest is locked.
Okay, I'm gonna get my lockpick and take out the axe and just.
I refer to my axe as lockpick.
Gorbjorn, wait!
You're not there!
He might be coming back! We don't know that he kidnapped Layla. We can't just break.
You can't just destroy a man's stuff. Now you destroy a man's stuff.
Okay.
Fenn's sneaking around the back of the house. Fenn's not doing this. He's gonna go around back.
Yeah, you start looking. Currently, nothing stands out to you, Fenn. Go ahead and roll perception, and I'll get to you in a second.
Sure.
My brain stopped. I'm here. Okay. Gorbjorn, you basically no rolls for it even fucking necessary. You're a huge dude. This is just a wooden chest, not even that big. You cut it in half with your axe. Just the chest is now just basically two bowls. You cut it in half, and inside you can see that there is a small bag of coin, and there is also sort of placed neatly on top of each other. You see 5 squares of fabric.
Does one of them match the dress?
I pull it out of my bag.
You pull it out. You see that this piece of fabric does match that. One of these matches. There are 4 other pieces, which you know that there was a boy who went missing, and then there was the husband and child, and you see a 5th piece of fabric, which you recognize to match Layla's outfit.
No!
Oh no!
Gull'Lundr, help her! Oh my god!
I was gonna leave the coins, but now.
Now these are mine.
Alert the Rangers immediately! Bosch has to be found!
That's what I was. Okay, Saga's gonna go outside and she's gonna do pyrotechnics. And do a bunch of fireworks.
Fenn, what did you get on your perception?
12.
Okay. You do not see this until it is too late for you to do anything. You hear, you watch as 3 arrows hit, one of them into Bosch's home, one of them into the house adjacent, and then one a few down. All 3 illuminated arrows, which instantly catch these wooden homes ablaze. Saga just runs out pyrotechnics, trying to get people's attention. These houses seem to go up incredibly quickly, as if much faster than would be expected normally. Fenn, for a second, you are able to at least pinpoint the direction where the arrows came from, moving deeper into the wood.
And what time of day is
the house you guys are in instantly burst into flames.
This is morning, but what time? Like where's the sun in the sky?
This is like 7 a.m.
Oh, where's the sun in the sky? Is it like a dim morning, or is it?
It is bright morning. It is not dim lighting.
So there's dark shadows.
It's in the wood, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna action hide movement towards where those arrows came from.
Okay. You hide, you make your way forward. The rest of you are, Saga has stepped out, and then the rest of you are now currently in a home which instantly goes up in a blaze.
Oh, everybody get out! Come on, we've got to douse this before the rest of the houses go up.
You see that a lot of the Rangers have, you guys, easy enough to get out. The house is not big, but you can already feel the heat of the fire as all of you run outside. You can see the Rangers have now stopped trying to look for something because there is now a imminent threat. They are all currently now running to different buildings that are now starting to illuminate and be caught ablaze and are catching each other ablaze quickly because they're so close to each other. That seems to be what they're doing.
Saga, your staff.
I was just going to say.
Oh, okay.
Something rain! Something rain!
I cast something out of my frost ice watery staff.
Go ahead and roll me a D4, please.
Okay.
Not just fog.
2.
2. 1 moment.
I think I've rolled a 2 before.
Yeah, I think that's the fog.
That's all you rolled.
You run out and you face towards this illuminated building, and you pull your staff out and you point it in its direction as it is covered in a fog cloud, which engulfs the building.
Okay, no. Can I do something? Can I do a next thing? I'm sorry. Is it okay?
Yeah, try it again.
Okay, no, I was gonna throw the staff down and I'm gonna put my hands out and I'm gonna really, really, really focus, and a tiny ball of light is gonna get bigger and more chaotic and blue, and then it's a big watery sphere that goes onto the middle house that we were just in. I'm casting watery sphere.
You're like, I can do this. What level? And then give me a roll, please.
It's a 4th level spell.
Oh boy!
We got a 12. We got a 12.
Okay.
We're fine.
You form this sphere, which kind of has just the slight hint of an image of jellyfish swimming about inside, as you kind of you start trying to put these buildings out. They are going up like tinder. It's insane how quickly these things are catching. You are able to put out one of the homes as you focus on that. The rest of you, currently, it's all happened so quickly. Fenn is currently the only one who knows the direction of the problem. There's a lot of problems currently, I'll say. There's a few problems, but it seems that some of the rangers start, some of them run off to gather buckets, some of them seem to be casting spells that put water into the buckets. And they
Does anyone have a shovel? We can use dirt to smother some of the flames.
I can move
quick.
the sphere.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah.
How long does the sphere last?
It lasts for 1 minute, so I can move it 30 feet per like 6 seconds. So I'm just gonna like pull it across the houses.
Okay. I am going to have
10 houses.
You roll like an attack spell for your magic.
Okay.
And I am going to go against you as the fire.
It is technically they have to make a strength save of.
I don't know if I can make fire make a strength save, so I'm just going to do an opposed.
Well, I'm talking more like the houses getting like crushed or something by the water force, but it's probably fine.
These houses, I'm sure you could turn to fucking nothing. No, easy enough then.
Just a spell attack?
Do me a spell attack. It's just kind of like a bouncy ball of water that crushes these houses.
I just got a nat 20, so it's a 27.
There you go.
Woo! Put out that fire.
Saga, you have put out
a
large amount of this fire. And you hear somebody from down the way yell out, and you can see that other fires have been set on different buildings in different spots in town. Fenn, you look out, you have an idea of the direction he went. You currently do not see the archer who did this. Saga, you're able to get some of these houses out, and just as quickly as those have been either crushed down or the fire has been smothered, you can see that in the distance smoke rises from another home, and then in the distance to your side, smoke from another home.
I'm pursuing, and as I pursue, I'm snapping twigs behind me so that someone that might be adept in tracking could follow the snap twigs if they were looking for someone that were going that direction. Just saying.
Okay. Fenn, you follow in pursuit. The rest of you basically cut off from seeing Fenn currently what he was doing by the fact of huge like fire and smoke and a sphere of water just bashing everything into the ground, trying to put out these fires, people yelling and shouting to each other as they make their way around town. Nana, I am going to let you roll intelligence to see if you notice Fenn is gone.
Let's see if I'm smart enough. Oh, God, no, I'm not. Oh.
When screams sound, Tordrick's running around looking to heal anybody that's been injured.
Okay. You start making your way around. Tordrick, you actually see a ranger who seemed to have been in his home when this happened and his house caught on fire. Seems to have some burn wounds that you are able to treat with a low-level spell, and it'll be fine. All of you do what you can or spring into action or in this moment. This is maybe 30 seconds of time, this moment, where people are screaming and there's fire and there's the crack of wood under the pressure of just being burned or the orb. All of you work to get this crushed down, and Fenn makes his way alone into the wood.
I rolled a 9 on my intelligence check, so...
And Nana, none the wiser. And that is where we are going to stop for today. Gorbjorn, I saw your hand was up. If there's something you wanted to do, I'll let you do it real fast.
I just wanted to see if I could try to follow Fenn as well.
Okay, I'll let you roll. I'm gonna let yours be perception.
Torbjorn would know to look out for the fellows in his hunting party.
Yeah,
He's
sadly, this huge fire, a distraction, a very big one at that.
It rather is, and I expect distraction is exactly what it is.
All of you focused on this fire. Fenn runs off alone. We are going to end our show, which means it's time to hand out our inspiration. And over time, I've decided who is going to get it. And drum roll, please, for who is going to get our Yuletide inspiration. And through the magic of the holidays, it's everybody. All of you get Yuletide inspiration. Everybody gets one. Hooray! It's a Yuletide
inspiration. You get an inspiration. Everybody gets an inspiration.
Each of you gets an inspiration, just one, that lets you either re-roll or take a 10 on the dice.
Nice.
So save that for a rainy day.
Or, you know, a giant fire.
Or maybe next episode. Who knows?
Who knows?
Thank you guys for watching with us, participating in the chat, and deciding that basically everybody's great and they all deserve inspiration sometimes. And if you want to keep up with us, we have a Twitter and Instagram at Backs of Gods. We have a lot of art on the Instagram, so if you want to go check that out, see some character art, please, by all means, come check it out. It's very cool.
It is.
We also have many other shows because we're a big channel, the Dice Cult, and we encompass many shows to fit many a discerning person. Frank, can you tell me what's happening on Tuesday?
Tomorrow night at 6:30 Pacific, The Legends of Theia will continue. Part 1, Act 11, I think now, some 12. So we're almost at the end of Part 1, maybe.
Hell yeah! Part one. And on Wednesday, we have another show. Abby, would you like to tell me about it?
Yes, at 7:30 Central Time, we do Roll Link. It's another show. We're on our way to Clareth Landing, still making our way down there.
Downtown?
Not walking very fast. We just passed our old ranger friend back at... No, we dropped him off at Clareth Landing. Now we're on our way to Coal Wharf. I know where we're going. It's fine. Yes. That's all.
Perfect. Maybe there's good rangers out there. Maybe there's bad. Maybe this is an unknown party. We don't know, but all we know is that things are on fire here and on the Backs of Gods. Normally on Saturdays, we have our spooky scary time with Call of Cthulhu and Vampire the Masquerade. Currently, they are taking a break because, you know, you don't need to be scared during the holidays. This is for horrible fires and missing children. That's what the holidays is about, not vampires. But Vampire the Masquerade and Call of Cthulhu will both be returning in January after letting the holidays be a pleasant time instead of a horrible, spooky, scary time. So we'll keep you posted about when they're coming back. Thank you all again for being here, and we truly appreciate it and love being able to tell you guys a story. And we will see you same time, same place every Monday at, I really want to start doing Eastern Standard Time because I say so, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever that means for you, hell yeah. We will see you then, and once again, we appreciate it. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you for joining us.
And a happy holiday.